All right, I'll say. How are you all this evening of your time as you create time to exist? Thank you very much. Allow us to begin this interaction this evening of your time with the entitlement. Defining your excitement. Before we begin, allow us to once again remind you that from our perspective, the emotional vibration you label excitement is an indication of what many in your society often inquire about: your purpose in life. When asked, what is your purpose in life, one of the things that we share is that you have a constant indication of your purpose, both overall and in each and every given moment. That is your excitement. Excitement is the vibratory energy, the emotion that results from your higher self rendering, in a sense, to your physical self, your purpose. The reason you feel excited, you feel moved, is because that is your indication that that particular idea or event rings true for you. And by beginning to look at the ideas that excite you, you can begin to determine your purposes. Again, both overall, the thing that excites you the most, and in every given moment from what's available in that moment, with integrity, choosing from those options, using your excitement. Your willingness to follow your excitement in action is the ultimate validation of information from your higher self, the information of your purposes. One of the ideas that we encounter when interacting with your society is that certain things which excite individuals are societally believed to be unworthy, or perhaps everyone knows you shouldn't do that type of approach. And therefore, individuals from time to time will ignore what excites them. For again, everybody knows that's no way to make a living. But the idea is that you always know, if you will let yourself in on the knowledge, what excites you. Before you can begin to act upon what excites you, and action, as we have also explained, is the ultimate end byproduct that allows you to manifest reality in a physical world. You, by definition, need define what excites you. Therefore, allow us to simply suggest that you do begin to run through your excitement meter the things present in your life. For you will see that some of them excite you, some of them do not, and begin to get an indication of where perhaps you may wish to focus your attention and what will be most fruitful if followed through. For because the excitement is your indication of purpose, it brings along with it certain, shall we say, built-in benefits. It brings along with it the idea of providing from the universe, from all that is, all the support necessary to continue to do the exciting thing. And that support may come in many forms. But because that support is provided, that exciting thing becomes most effortless to do. Understand that it is truly most effortless to be the truest you can be. Where the effort comes in, where the fatigue comes in, is living up to someone else's expectations of who it is you, quote unquote, should be. From our perspective, there are no shoulds, and you are your own greatest own greatest. One that has the ability to determine who you are and what is true for you. No one else in that sense, including us, can tell you who you are. Perhaps individuals can reflect back to you certain ideas that when you interpret them will help you to define yourself still further. But in a sense, that is the externalization, imbuing those external symbols of what you truly contain within. And you do contain it. You know what it is that excites you. Perhaps you have been taught out of it. But if you will simply begin to be honest with yourself, you all know what it is. Therefore, our simple suggestion would be to begin to pay attention to those definitions. One simple formula that we have shared from time to time with your society contains 3 phases of awareness. These phases of awareness help you to define what it is that excites you in a very precise way. We have shared this before and will be brief, but simply this will allow you to hone in on your excitement. The first phase of awareness is clear intention. What is it that you intend? What is it that you wish to manifest? The overall intention itself, by beginning to allow yourself to glean what it is the first phase of awareness, the first step toward defining your excitement. The second phase comes in 3 portions. Clear definition, clear desire, and clear deservability. 3D. Clear definition can be how you can begin to go about doing the things that excite you, but it is also the category of what definitions you hold, your beliefs, and what definitions would need be, by definition, necessary to do the things that excite you. You can see if the definitions you have and the definitions you need would match. If they don't, that gives you the opportunity to transform the definitions that you have into the ones that would be most conducive to allow you to follow through with your excitement. So your definitions are important both in the aspect of what they already are and what definitions would allow you more effortlessly to move according to your excitement. Clear desire is the emotional component involved in the clarity, in the defining of your excitement. For emotion, energy motion, is the aspect of your energy, is the aspect of the 3-sided prism of your personality that activates, shall we say, your consciousness to allow you to most conducively act, which we will get to. Clear deservability is another clarifying issue that allows you to see if perhaps you have built into your definitions some, shall we say, stoppers or blocks. For the idea is very often individuals do not acknowledge their connection to all that is. And when they do not acknowledge that direct connection, that you are a direct expression of all that is, the notion comes up of not deserving existence, or perhaps if you do deserve existence, not deserving what you would desire within existence. From our perspective, your deservability is an inherent given. You need not have done anything in particular in order to deserve to exist. You simply exist, and along with it, have the deservability to both have excitement, have desires, but also deserve to allow yourself to fulfill these desires. So therefore, if you find yourself bumping up against a particular wall, one of the things that may be most helpful is to look at the fact of, do you truly feel you deserve the thing that excites you? And if you do not, look at that issue. For again, overall, from our perspective, you do deserve it. But if you believe that you don't, that is an opportunity. If you believe that you don't, one of the advantages of knowing that is you can change it. And you can begin to grant yourself deservability. Nurture your deservability. And realize that your primary relationship in life is with yourself. Your ability to do anything externally will only in that sense be a reflection of your willingness to do so internally. So therefore your willingness to love in that sense yourself unconditionally will be reflected in your ability to love others unconditionally. Your ability to cease judging yourself will allow you to cease the judgment of others and so forth. So therefore, deservability can be a prime clarifying issue. And again, from our perspective, even if you do not believe you deserve, we know that you do. Lastly, and finally, the, shall we say, phase of awareness that directly results in the manifestation of your particular reality is clear action. You are within a physical world, at least right now. This is your chosen focus, at least for the time being, as you create time as a part of this focus. And the physicalized movement of your physicalized body is the thing that actually creates the reality. Your actions always result, your style of action, your approach of action always results from your beliefs. So, the cause of causes will be your belief system, but the actual mechanism that rings in the reality and allows it to change and transform is the action. So your willingness not only to define what it is that excites you, but to act upon it once you have defined it, is the set of parameters that will allow you most conducively to create the reality you say you prefer. Therefore, begin to pay particular attention to what excites you, and as well particular attention to that which does not. The reason being, as you are moving through an energetic gate, a conductive gate, that allows the conducive atmosphere for your positive transformation, as we have recently shared, two things occur. The things that excite you and therefore are representative of who you are become most effortless, most simple. One exciting thing leads to the next. However, it is just as unconducive to continue to do the things which do not excite you. And you will find, as well as it is easy to begin to do the things that are representative of who you are, you will find it a bit more difficult to sustain for any period of time doing of the things that are reflective of who you are not. And the bottom line is you may find them falling apart far more quickly. But again, the good news is if you are willing to follow your inner excitement, that will culminate most quickly as well. So therefore, you have a bit of incentive to establish, define your excitement, and begin to move. Therefore, allow us to move on to the interaction. Before we do, allow us to thank you all once again for your willingness to continually interact with us in this format. Allow us to thank the individuals responsible for the procurement of the space within which we are sitting. For again, that does us a great service as well as you. Before we begin the interaction, allow us to also share with you that though the transformation of perhaps this space itself seems like an ending, do understand from our perspective, it is just as much a new beginning. Have a good time, for there are some surprises around the corner. And when something ends which seems near and dear to your heart, it may at first seem like an interruption, but in fact it is solidly part of the path. And the joy that seems in that sense to be ceasing is simply representative of the degree of joy yet to come. So therefore, get excited. again, allow us to thank you and express our appreciation for your willingness to be diplomats from your society. We ask you now, how may we be of service to you? And understand, you may refer to the blending of consciousness before you by either Bashar or Elam. Either will do. And we thank you. Shem.